no idea where to go. So yeah, when we got to our room, I became the problem because I was super hungry. And when I told my parents, hey, I'm hungry, and my dad said, can you fast? And I'm like, what is fast, man? Because I was only 7. And so my dad gave me water and blessed it, and he said, here is your dinner. Water? Water? Are you serious? Just water? That's for... And then I gulped it all down. Then I went to sleep. Then my parents were discussing. They're like, "Oh no, our children are hungry. We have no money. We barely got into this room. We barely had a place to sleep. What are we gonna do?" And my mom and dad, they were praying like basically the whole night. And so when I guess the next morning, I saw my parents with black eyes. I was like, "You get in a fight?" I saw my dad with red eyes. I was like, "Huh? You up to your bad habits yet?" So then I knew the reason because I heard all their all night long. It was basically like a lullaby story. So yeah, it was the best. Yeah, and I knew their problem, and my parents had trust in the Lord. And remember what I told you about trust and faith? They had that. And so the Lord took care of their problems. Because when my dad had quiet time, he walked downtown. He met a Muslim couple. And at that time, my parents were learning self-defense in the classes. Like, if you talk to a Muslim and they tell you to go away, and they call you back, then that means something bad might happen to you. And that's what happened to my dad. He went to a Muslim family. He said, "Do you know Jesus?" And he was talking about Jesus, and the boy in the family was like, "Stop, go away, just be on your way." And my dad was like, "Okay." So he walked. Then the girl in the couple was like, "Hey, come back. And my dad's like, "Oh shoot, what did I do? Am I gonna get killed?" Hi. Oh, hello. The Lord gave me a vision that you would be here to talk about Jesus. And then the Muslim girl handed him $500. And boom shakalaka, a problem solved because my parents had faith and trust. And so with that $500, they bought food, and I had the best lunch in my life. And so, yeah, that's topic 2. Now we're gonna head on to topic 3. Dependent on God. Do you guys wanna guess what that could mean? Okay, you over there in the middle.
To rely on Him.
Yeah, that's actually, yeah. You get a plus times 2. That's actually what I was gonna say. Good. Yeah, to rely on God. And so, if you trust Him and faith Him, this next step comes up and you have to rely on Him. And so, it's basically my family. We have to rely on God. Our everyday situations, our money doesn't come from companies, our money doesn't come from like banks. Our money comes from the people who we trust and God because we rely on Him. And so, to rely on it and to be dependent, we need to put God first. We need to put God first above everything we have. And for example, I'm a kid. I'm 12. I love gaming. I love playing games. But at some point, I have to stop and I have to put God first. No matter if all week I want to play video games, there's a time in life where you have to stop, drop, and roll. And you have to stop for the Lord. Sometimes I hate it because I rage quit. Sometimes I hate it because I have to do something that I don't really like to do. But in those times, I have to stop because I have to be dependent with God. And so if you put God first and you pray every day and spend time in Him with prayer, then you will be dependent and you will get to rely on Him. So right now, if you don't put God first, then you're not really relying on Him. For most kids, you're just relying on your parents because they have money. They get to go Walmart or Target to buy you food. So that's where you rely on Him. But when you grow up, you're going to have to rely on someone, not your parents, because they might die of old age or they might die of natural So that's why I'm telling you, because I know the future. No, I don't. I'm telling you because I want you guys to get prepared. And my dad is always preparing me. College, to be a father or something, to be an evangelist like him. He's always preparing me. So I'm here to prepare you guys. In the future, when you're in your 20s or 30s, you're going to have to rely on someone. And you might rely on your grandparents or your dad or your mom or your cousin. Or you might rely on somebody that has money who can take care of you. But if they disappear from your life, who are you going to rely on? The answer is God. Or yourself. But mostly God. Because God is our creator. And He's the one that created everything. So that's why I wanted to tell you that rely on God. Because God first will take care of your problems. And He will 2 times everything that you lost. And so that's all the topics of how God plans for your life. And one more thing I want to talk about is salvation. Does anybody know what salvation means?
To get free from something.
Yes.
Yeah? Anybody else? Okay? Salvation is basically to get from free something, and also means how Jesus came in your life. For me, Jesus came in my life around 7 and 6, around there. I got the speaking of tongues around 8, and I got my preaching voice around 6 and 9. It was really squeaky. And that's how my salvation. No matter around 10 years old, I went to school, a public school, and I said bad stuff. I did bad things. But my dad and my mom remind me that there's one person that can save you from all of that. And they said Jesus. And today, raise your hand if you sin. Come on, there has to be more. Come on. See, everybody has sinned. And so that's why today I want to say that Jesus, if you guys are still doing bad things, I'm not going to get in your business, but there's someone waiting for you. You just need to open that door, and He will go in your life. And He will take care of all those problems. And He will take care of all the sadness and stuff. I want to say a story about a rich man, Jesus, and Satan. So, once upon a time, there was a rich man. And this rich man, basically like Job, and he had a mansion. Way bigger than anybody's mansion. He had over 30 rooms. One day, Jesus knocked at his door. The rich man instantly recognized him and he said, "Lord, what are you doing here? Do you need anything?" And Jesus said, "I need a place to stay. Can I stay at your big mansion tonight?" And the rich man is like, "Okay, I have a room. I can give you one room." And so Jesus is like, "Thank you." That night, when Jesus was fast asleep, there's another knock on the door. Do you guys guess who that is? Yes, good. Satan knocked the door. And the rich man, when he opened the door, he instantly recognized him. He said, "Satan, what are you doing here? I don't want you to be here, so can you please get out?" Satan's like, "I didn't even introduce myself, but I guess you already know me. Can I stay in your house?" And the rich man is like, in his mind, who does this guy think he is? First he kills, destroys, and steals. And now he wants to say, absolutely not, get out. I'm gonna call in the cops. The devil was like, call the cops, but they'll be on my side. And he said, I'm gonna make my way through. The rich man was like, no. And then Satan's like, okay, you asked for it. So, the next day, the rich man had 2 black eyes, a lot of bruises, and Jesus said, Mr. Rich Man, what happened to you? Did something happen last night? Did you play with your dog too hard? The rich man said, no, I got in a fight with the devil. Didn't you hear anything? It was like, but then Jesus said, no, I must be a really fast sleeper. And so the rich man said, would you help me if you heard me? And Jesus said, maybe not, since you only give me 1 room. And so the rich man said, fine, I'll give you another room. So Jesus right now has 2 rooms, and the rich man has
28.
Thank you for doing the math, hero. And so the next night, that night, Satan's like, oh boy, I'm ready. Got the boxing gloves. The rich man's like, all right, I got that shield, I got the sword, the shining armor. And that night, when they were about to fight, Satan won, obviously, because he has a lot of demons on his side. And then the next day, the rich man had a lot of bruises, now 4 black eyes, if that's even possible. And so when he looked at Jesus, he saw everything white, super bright. He's like, Jesus, my Lord, I gave you another room. Why didn't you help me last night? Did you sleep really good last night? And Jesus said, yeah, I did. And thank you for that 2 rooms, but still, I don't think it's enough. And then he's like, fine. I'll give you 8 rooms. You're not. How much rooms does the rich man have?
20.
20. Yeah, you're right. And so he's like, okay, we'll see. And that night, Satan picked up the rich man from his house and then brings him into a boxing stadium. And then the whole night, 12 hours or more, they were boxing. And now, the next day, the rich man had over 20 black eyes and over 1 million bruises. And the worst thing is that he was cramping a lot. And so the rich man was like to Jesus, I gave you 10 rooms now. Why didn't you help me? Please, just tell me the answer. And Jesus said, because you didn't give me all your rooms. And the rich man said, okay, then where am I supposed to sleep? And then Jesus said, the floor. And he said, okay. And so Jesus has how many rooms?
38.
Okay. And how many does the rich man have?
9.
Okay, good. Oh, you guys been paying attention in math. Good. And so that night, there was a knock. The devil was ready with his dragon. The devil was ready with his demons and with his evil spirits. And when the rich man was about to open it, Jesus said, stop. Since you gave me all your rooms, I will finally help you. And when he opened the door, Satan's face was in shock. And he said, Jesus, is that you? You live here? I thought there was a rich man. Jesus said, this is my house. Please, can you get out? He's like, yeah, no problem. And so then after that, the moral of the story, okay? You guys want to know the moral? If you want to know the moral, raise your hand. Okay? The moral of the story is, if you give every part of your body to the Lord, He will fight every battle you have against devil.
Amen.
And so, I guess that's it. That's my one. Thank you guys.
Amen.